Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's porch as we continue our book by book journey through the Bible. Today we're going to look at 1 John, the book of love. 1 John, the book of love. We may cover 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and then, of course, close out the series with Jude and the book of Revelation. I do want to welcome everyone that is coming on from different rooms in Clubhouse. And of course, those that are joining me here on Facebook Live. And as you join, please share the room, share the page. Let's get more people involved in watching these teachings. And I want to thank all of those who've been with us from the beginning, from Genesis all the way now through as we close out this particular series of teachings called the Bible Book by Book. And I do want you to also download the free ebook, both the Old Covenant, Old Testament survey and New Testament survey is available at jebiblestudy.com. jebiblestudy.com. You can also register for the upcoming Cast Out 2 webinar, which will be held Wednesday evening. That'll be April 19th at 7 p.m. If you register for Cast Out 1, you get Cast Out 2 automatically. And if you register for Cast Out 2, you'll be able to watch Cast Out 1 and all the replays as well. So please go to jebiblestudy.com and be a part of this webinar that we're teaching on the demon of selfishness. It's going to be in a very important teaching to identify selfishness in your own life, or if you're praying for someone who needs deliverance from selfishness, stubbornness, unteachableness, self-will, all the related spirits that go along with selfishness. We're going to be discussing that in this upcoming webinar. Only one day away. So if you're not registered, please go to jebiblestudy.com and register for that webinar. Also, if you have not sown your seed this month into what I do around the world, please do so at Cash App JE Global or PayPal at paypal.me/Apostle JE the number 1. And I'm asking for as many people as possible to please sow a seed of $44 this month. It's a number of double. And I've been decreeing double favor, double grace, double prosperity, double blessing, double peace, double shalom over those that are sowing this month. And you can again go to the giving addresses, click on the business card in Clubhouse, or here on Facebook. It's Cash App JE Global, also Venmo JE Global, and PayPal at paypal.me/Apostle JE the number 1. or PayPal at Apostle JE the number 1. You can also Zelle at ECKHJOHN@gmail.com. You can also give through the stars way of giving on Facebook Live next to the heart and like button if you're enjoying the teaching, learning, growing, or you can give directly through Clubhouse as well. And again, I decree Isaiah 48 and 17. Isaiah 54:3, Isaiah 54:17, Deuteronomy 1:11, Psalms 1, Psalms 23, Psalms 35, Psalms 37, Psalms 66, Psalms 89, Psalms 112, Psalms 115, Psalms 118. And I decree Ephesians 3:20, Philippians 4:19, Haggai 1:6, Habakkuk 1:5, Proverbs 10:33, Proverbs 13:33, Job 28:1 over those that are sowing and giving today. Your business, your accounts, your finances. Job 22:28 says, we shall decree a thing and it shall be established. We shall decree a thing. You know, as I teach on the demon of selfishness coming up tomorrow night, one of the things I'm going to share is that one of the ways to break selfishness is through giving, by being benevolent. Because selfishness is always concerned about me and myself and I, and what it's about you and not about others. And the scripture says in Luke 6, given it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over. Especially when you give for the poor. I've been decreeing Psalms 41, 1 through 3 over those that are giving, because we do a lot of projects with the poor, water projects, the clinic project in Liberia that we're working on through our missionary, Dr. Patricia Bailey. And there are special blessings that come upon considering the poor. Read those verses, Psalms 41, 1 through 3. Claim them as you sow, especially into the poor. And so I want you to believe God, and I want you to sow $44 seed this month. If you've not done so, please do so, and go to those giving addresses, Cash App, JE Global, and PayPal at paypal.me/Apostle JE, the number 1. You can sow anytime during the broadcast or after the broadcast if you're listening to the replay. And again, I decree over your life favor, grace, blessing, prosperity, abundance, multiplication. Let the blessing of the Lord make rich and add no sorrow. Proverbs 10 and 33. Thank you so much for those that are standing with me, those that do it monthly. I really, really do appreciate it. I do want to remind the members of Crusaders Church that I'll be there this Saturday, 2 p.m., for our Saturday edition at 3821 South Michigan. We'll be there this Saturday. And of course, Kathy Summers Kelly, the ASAP band, and I'll be ministering this Saturday at 2 p.m. I also have an engagement coming up Sunday. I need to get the exact address on the south side of Chicago. If you're going to my page, you'll see the advertisement for that. Coming up this Sunday, I'll be ministering at a vineyard, the Vineyard Church. The Vineyard Church on, it's on the south side. I have to get the exact address. I'll find it out and I'll mention it in Clubhouse, and I'll put the flyer up for those who are watching on Facebook. If you're in the Chicago area, I'll be doing a Sunday service, another anniversary service I'll be doing this Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday, I'll be ministering. Wednesday night, Cast Out 2, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, go to jebiblestudy.com. jebiblestudy.com. Okay, let's look at our next book. Let me bring it up. Here it is. 1 John, the book of love. 1 John. John begins his letter by identifying Christ as the word of life. John's gospel identifies Christ as the word made flesh, and John repeats this truth in his epistle. While others emphasize faith or works as a sign of the faith, John emphasizes love as a sign of genuine faith. John equates love with light and life, and hate with darkness and murder. 1 John identifies God as light and love. John writes concerning the Antichrist or false teachers that were prevalent in the early church. The term Antichrist is only mentioned in 1 and 2 John. They were living in the last time, the last days of the old covenant system, and Antichrists were prevalent, 1 John 2 and 18. Some of the Antichrists had departed from the church teaching false doctrines. Believers were admonished to walk in love and light in the midst of this darkness. Believers were admonished to walk in truth by following the teachings of the apostle and avoiding error by following false teachers. So it's interesting that other epistles talk about faith. And of course, James identifies good works as a sign of genuine faith. 1 and 2 Peter talks about the trial of your faith, that genuine faith is tested through suffering and trial. And then John talks about love being a sign of true faith. Key verses, 1 John 1, 1, 2. That which is from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon, and our hands have handled of the word of life. For the life was manifested, and we have seen it and bear witness, and show unto you that eternal life which was with the Father and was manifested unto us. 1 John 2, 9, he that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness even until now. 1 John 2:18, little children, it is the last time, and as you have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. 1 John 2:22, who is alive but he that denieth that Jesus is the Christ? He is Antichrist. Thank you, Darian, for your seed in the PayPal. Thank you. He is Antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son. 1 John 4:7, beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. 1 John 4:8, he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. 1 John 4:3, and every spirit that confesseth not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God. And this is that spirit of Antichrist, wherein you have heard that it should come, and even now already is in the world. 1 John 4:6, for we are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. He that is not of God heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Key words: love, light, know, truth, and Antichrist. Love mentioned 26 times. Love is a sign of true faith. Light. Christ came to bring light, and believers who love are walking in light. Know, mentioned 31 times. John emphasizes knowing God. Truth. John emphasizes Christ as the truth. This message was important in the light of the error being taught by Antichrist and false teachers. Antichrist, used in John's epistles to identify false teachers who denied that Jesus was the Christ. Key figure, of course, God and John. God is the word of life, light and love. John is the beloved apostle. So that book really, again, identifies love as a sign of true faith. Believers are walking light. They walk in love. And of course, they have good works. That's another sign of true faith. Faith without works is dead. That's James. True believers are able to have their faith tried through suffering. 1st and 2nd Peter. The true faith is tried. And it's all a picture, because in that day, and even today, there were many that claimed to know Christ, but didn't have true faith. And so these epistles really show us how to identify those with true faith. Not everyone that says they're a believer are a believer, and there's some that are just opposed to the truth. And John deals with this in light of what was happening at that particular time. So we're gonna do 2nd and 3rd John tomorrow, and then we're moving to the book of Jude, and then the book of Revelation. Don't forget, if you want a free copy of all the notes that I'm reading from, go to jebiblestudy.com, download the ebook, New Testament Survey. It's free of charge. And if you didn't get the Old Testament survey, you can do that too. Study each book, the message, the historical background, the truths, the words, the figures. It will really enhance your understanding of the Bible. And there's so many different subjects that we have covered during this time. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing, by the way, those on Facebook Live, for sharing the broadcast and giving. I see a few people have given through the stars. Thank you as well. And you can hit the star button and give that way. And also sow your seed through Cash App JE Global or PayPal at Apostle JE, the number 1. Okay, we're going to continue the discussion in Clubhouse. And I'm going to sign off for Facebook Live. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow, same time, for this morning edition of The Porch. Thank you for coming on. And as always, in departing, until you hear from me again, God bless you and double shalom. God bless.